Hello everyone, welcome back. So we're back again with another design. So after last time we made a design on the Spanish El Coco. What did you guys think? Did you guys like the design? And I guess you're all wondering, where are we going to go from here? Since we're not really, you're pretty much bypassing the starters for now and going straight in. I guess we should be looking more into sort of the basic Route 1 Pokemon, as most people probably begin their journeys of the design. So the first thing I did was I wanted to do something a little bit more grounded. So I started looking into what kind of common animals are around, or what are the iconic animals they have in Spain and Andalusia. And one of the things that I came across that was very, very intriguing to me was blue chicken. And that is the Andalusian chicken of southwest Spain. And it was just very interesting. I've never seen anything like this before, and it was just, I knew it was going to be a great idea for a Pokemon, but I needed to know more. So I did a little bit of research, and I'm going to run you through some of the sort of key aspects and things that I noted down about this chicken from southwest Spain. So this particular breed of chicken is known to mature very quickly. They have a slate blue plumage with delicate black lacing and white earlobes. They're long-bodied and slender in appearance in general. Friendly and curious in disposition, but they dislike being handled, so don't pick it up. Rugged nature of the breed makes it hardy in the cold, although the large combs of males and feet tend to be subjected to frostbite in the harsher cold climates. So what that means is they can survive, it's just that they will suffer a frostbite and they won't enjoy it very much. Females can also have fairly large combs too, but it's like generally they have the first point standing up and then the rest flopped over on most cases. And then color obviously being one of the crucial points, the most standout points. They have a slate blue plumage, and it's caused by a dilution gene, which in combination with the E gene for black plumage produces partial dilution of the melanin, which gives the black color. Not all Andalusians are blue. Birds with 2 copies of the gene have near total dilution and are off-white. Birds with no copies have no dilution and are black. Those with 1 copy have partial dilution and are blue. Blue birds occur in Mendelian proportion, twice as often as each of the other colors, and all are present in the population. So those are some of the basic things that we need. Now let's jump straight in, shall we? Not waste any time. I don't really want to mumble, and I did write a script this time because God, it was kind of awful for me to sit through the last one when I was trying to edit it, because I just kind of didn't know where I was going sometimes. So jumping straight into our first stage of the Pokemon, I wanted a 2-stage bird Pokemon that we're going to be designing based off this Andalusian chicken. And that design aspects, I wanted a Pokemon that makes you excited upon encountering it pretty early on in the game. So let's say it would probably be one of the early birds that you will encounter, and one that makes you kind of want to add it to the team straight away despite being a Route 1 Pokemon. I want it to be incredibly round. I had this image of a fluffed chicken Fakemon, little chick. The bowl shape, kind of Pika clone style design, but to the extreme, like extreme roundness. So to enhance that cuteness of the first stage, I made the eyes very large and a contrasting ruby red kind of shade. Still very much inspired by Gen 1 and Gen 2 styles, which I feel like is quite prominent from the way they designed the starters for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I wanted this Pokemon to be extremely huggable, personable, but still have this sense of strength to it. So in order to convey this, I made the wings really small and underdeveloped to help with the cute aesthetics, but made the feet larger and better formed in comparison. And the blue coloring plumage with lace designs were the next main focus to this Fakemon, and I wanted this feature to be prominent and easy to locate but not overly complicated to leave room for expanding the concept in the evolution. So I made it kind of like a crest on the chest, which will start hinting at how the inspiration plumage will grow through evolution. And the big feather crown was part of the image I had in mind, along with the round body when I first came up with this idea. I think it helps lead the eyes into the design and how the plumage is the most central part of this, and it also helps gets a bit more shade of blue in without overly complicating the base stage design. Again, it also goes back to the idea of a young chick still growing. The space stage doesn't have too much texture design to its main body plumage, just to make it look like downy feathers and more simplified for that approachable look. So here it is. Azulo is the combination of the word azul and polo, which means blue and chick in Spanish. It is the plume Pokemon, and at the base stage it is a pure flying type. Its ability is Guts, and its hidden ability is Moxie. Let's read a little bit about him. So Azulo, they are extremely curious and friendly. Azulos roam far and wide when foraging. Though their wings are still underdeveloped, they are swift on their feet and can still perform strong flying type moves. They are strong-willed and known to grow quickly, making them a great companion for young aspiring trainers. So, that's Azulo, the base stage. What do you guys think? Would you catch this one if you encountered it? Okay, let's move on and talk about the evolution. So for the evolution, I knew right away from the image in my head at the time, I wanted a long, slender build with focus on a large ring of this iconic puffed up laced plumage. I wanted this Fakemon to come across as confident, with lots of energy simmering under. It should be powerful but more slender or elongated body plan compared to most of the other bird Pokemon. I want long legs with sturdy claws to show that they are well adjusted to ground locomotion, paired with large cloak-like wings to communicate their agile flying abilities, since Andalusian chickens also fly well compared to many other breeds, which I don't think I mentioned before. A lot of color choices with the evolution was deepening the color for a more matured but still colorful look. The wings had to be dark as that helps absorb the heat, and this evolution was all about surviving the cold. More feathers, plumage, the more protection from the climate. In some images, I saw two more inspirations. One being the crown flopped over slightly, and that inspired me to give it like a swervy, almost coral-like shaped comb. I think this kind of asymmetry kind of always lends more to a design and makes it more interesting. And for this, I wanted to be a bright red under like the Andalusian chickens, but frozen over as an adaptation, giving it an icy thorn crown. This is hinting at how they get frostbites on their comb in the cold. And then the second inspiration was the most almost reptilian shaped tail feathers in some images. And I had this image of an icy tail like swung around and slamming down on opponents. I wanted the ice type features to be played down somewhat and very focused in areas to not take away from the plumage, being the other central design concept. I also added a more fluffy earmuffs look to the characteristic white earlobes, just to get these more snowy and cloaky kind of feel. Finally, an off-white color was used as the main body color to help break up the colors, so it wasn't a chunk of blue, and more pleasing for the eye to explore this design. And here it is, Azilo. So, how do they evolve? So, Azulo evolves into Azilo after surviving a hailstorm during a Pokemon battle. I thought a lot about the sort of evolving mechanism for this Pokemon. I knew it had to be something to do with the cold and surviving it, but with like some of the typical mechanisms, like say the finding the rock, is it the icy rock, to evolve like Glaceon, That didn't really quite make sense because it was like sorting out the cold and making it really, really icy, even though it's not really what the species is about. Learning certain moves early on the stage might make it a little bit too powerful and maybe be a little bit too easy and a little bit too on the nose. So considering a lot of variety of choices of mechanism and my options, basically knew that something that was a little bit not necessarily easy to find but easy to occur depending on how you set up the games, having opponents that you meet pretty early on, having the move hail, or maybe an ability that calls upon a hail. That would be an easy way to have you accidentally even evolve your Azulo. So that was a great idea, and this is what I decided to have in the end. Anyway, let's get back to Azilo. So Azilo is the combination of Azul and Ilo, which is blue and ice. Sorry for my pronunciations. I have absolutely no knowledge of like Spanish stuff. This is pretty much me learning a little bit about Spain and Andalusia as I go along on this design journey. So it is now flying an ice type Pokemon. It has the ability Ice Body and the hidden ability Ice Scales. Let's read a little bit about it. It is believed that at a time when the climate grew unbearably cold, the strong-willed and fast-growing Azulos that stayed put eventually became well adapted to the snow. Once evolved, Azulos become agile flyers that are bold and fearless. They can puff up their laced plumage and harden them as if they froze. Their formerly fragile combs and tails are encased in a sturdy, never-melting ice, allowing them to use these for impactful physical attacks. They are often seen using their dark-colored wings to shelter Azulos if the climate turns cold. Alright, so that's it. That's the two Pokemon that I've designed this time, Azulo and Azilo. The two-stage bird Pokemon that you should be able to encounter early on in a game, if this were to be, legitimate in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Would you guys like them, and what would you do differently if you were to design them yourself under the same inspirations? And this time I didn't really think about special moves now that I think about it, anything like signature moves. So if you guys have any ideas of what might be a cool thing, put them down here. I don't really think about the stats too much, and I don't really want to spend that much time doing that because I'm not as interested. I know it's pretty typical when designing sort of Pokedex of Fakemon, but I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that out. But if you have any ideas on what you think, feel free to leave them down in the comments. And yeah, if you think like they should be like a special attacker or maybe more of a physical attacker or something more balanced, depending on the information that I've given you. But yeah, that's it for now. So hope to see you again next time with more designs. And yes, there will be more coming. I've got so many ideas and so excited. See you guys next time. Bye!